Hello and welcome to another Raggy's review. So, not a beer review this time, but a pub review. So, recently in Beeston, Lincoln Green, I've turned the former White Lion into two pubs. One called White Lion Beeston, and that's the point of today's review. Although I will be saying about both as I'm doing the review, to be fair. The White Lion at Beeston. It's a big building. You've got the Black Shell Bar and Kitchen one side, so that's like a craft beer bar come a food place, you know. So the other side, we'll talk about the actual White Lion. On the bar, there's 8 cask lines. First week I went in, because I've been in twice. First time I went in, there was 6 Lincoln Green beers. And then there was Landlord Pale Ale and Saint Austell Proper Job. Obviously, the place is all been ripped out, all brand new. Looks really nice. Super clean toilets, which is always a thing, you know. It's more like a micro pub than a full-on pub, big pub, you know. But fit a good 50 or 60 people in there, seating on the outside. So the beers themselves, obviously all the lines are brand new, so you're getting the beer at probably its best you've ever tasted it, and you'll probably pick out flavours that you don't get in other pubs where the lines are a bit older. So yeah, spirits behind the bar. You've got the loyalty card. I've got the loyalty card. I've actually got a card now. been on the system for years, but I never actually got around to get a card. The lad working there sorted me out, so that was kind of him. So on the bar, there are 4 core beers. Your Marion, Hood, Tuck, Archer. Nearly forgot that. And then there's the rotating beers, we'll call them. I mean, last week it was Red Heron, a Belgium ale, and Tuck Berry, which was a cherry version of Tuck. Tuck being a porter, and an absolutely stonking cherry version, to be honest. Possibly the best Lincoln Green beer I've had in a long while. Got the flavouring was perfect, you know. But yeah, it's all pristine. I'm not sure people would want to sit on the road. For me, the seating on the road, I would have put a barrier around, you know, some sort of fencing round, so it becomes more private than a seating on the roadside. Beeston's a bit busy. If you've got, you know, young'uns, you're not going to go outside and sit out there at all, for that reason, obviously, or you know, being a bit enclosed. That's something I would have done, if I'm being brutally honest. On the bar, yeah, the range of beer is good. However, if I'm being honest, and I don't know how big the cellar is, and I know 8 beers is a good amount of beers. However, I would have gone for 10 or 12 casks if room's permitting. I don't know if the room is permitting, but I would have gone for that many straight off the bat. Simply because when you're doing it, it's a lot easier to do when you're building it all rather than later trying to put new in. But I suppose they can do that, you know. I suppose it's not hard for those people who know what they're doing on that side of things. The beers are pristine, yeah. Staff were top notch. You know, they're all new in their jobs, in their roles. Whether they're new to the hospitality trade, that's another thing. But certainly the ones I spoke to are new in their role. Ladies' toilet one side, men's toilet the other. There's, like in all Lincoln Green pubs, there's stuff hanging on the walls for you to look at while you're in there. And then there's the secret doorway. So you where the bar is, there's this, like, it don't look like a door. And then as you open it, you go to the next door, you go into the Black Shell side. And to be honest, if I was going to have a drink outside, I would go through into the Black Show side. So it's basically, it's the same pub basically. I know they're classing it as two different pubs, but it is the same pub. I knocked some over the other day. But you go through the other side and you go into the lovely garden out the back, which for me is a better place to go and drink, especially if you've got a young child, because it's fenced off, or a dog even. Yeah, and you're quite further away from the road. So yeah, I like the place. I think it adds to Beeston. Obviously, if you like a Lincoln Green beer, you're going to love it going there. I am curious to find out are the guest beer situations, because of the 8 pumps, it does make it slightly difficult on the guest beer side of things, because Lincoln Green obviously have their own seasonal guest beers. So at some stage, I think last week all 8 were Lincoln Green. So obviously the Star next door does its thing. They have a rotating, they have 10 different cast lines, although 2 or 3 are tied to Heineken. So basically 7 lines that change, although Starlight sometimes stays on all the time, so 6 lines. So, you know, as somebody who likes a beer, you've got to be enticing people into the pub. So yeah, a few more cast lines would be my thing. But in any case, both times I went, absolutely full of people coming in and maybe having 2 or 3 beers, you know, going through the menu as I do. Yeah, I can see it being an absolute awesome place to visit in Beeston. And that's my review. Yeah, cracking. Cheers all.